Hi, and welcome to the second podcast from OxyClinic. Today we're talking about a topic that's perhaps not widely spoken about, which is sort of men's mental health, menopause, and family wellbeing. And it's just a conversation between Andrea and myself. Andrea, welcome to the podcast.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm Andrea from OxyClinic. I'm really well, Gary. How are you?
Yeah, I'm all good. And welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
It's good to have you on board.
Thank you very much. Good to be here. And like you said, it is quite a serious, discussion that we're doing today regarding men's mental health.
It is, and it coincides because June is sort of Men's Mental Health Month, and we thought we'd have an honest conversation between ourselves about health, well-being, and something that perhaps isn't spoken about in great detail enough, and that's something that can possibly impact each and every one of us as we go through life, for both men and for women.
I think at OxyClinic we meet people through all walks of life. Obviously, that's got a lot of injuries, dealing with long-term health challenges, and simply want to feel healthier, happier, and better in themselves. And regarding men's mental health, they don't always come forward. Do you find that men don't like to discuss things or problems? It
is, and it's one thing I've noticed, and for the last. Well, it's been prevalent for many, many years, but something I've personally noticed more and more over the last couple of years, that men just don't talk about how they're feeling, and they suppress it. I'm very lucky. I'm one of the facilitators across the road at Andy's Man Club in Chesterfield, and it's something that we hear an awful lot. Men are constantly told that, they're not allowed to express how they feel, man up, and they carry a lot of stress from work, financial pressures, family responsibilities.
I think you find that men like to be the stronger one.
Yeah,
so mental well-being is just as important as physical health. They don't like to express what's happening. Obviously, they've got families, their wives, they've got, jobs that are obviously quite severe, that they've got to be there all the time. And I think they don't like to express it, but it is the women, and I'm sticking up for us ladies here, we
Definitely.
do get a lot of, not the stress side of it, but we do get a lot of men when they say there's nothing wrong, when deep down we know there's something going on. Yeah. And obviously a lot of it is to do with mental health.
Yeah, it is. And you're quite right, and it is, and something that sort of people don't always sort of think about is that sort of health journeys really affect one person. You may be ill, but again, it's about then expressing that to your partner and to loved ones, how you're feeling, and opening up, because again, we bottle up because we don't want to share our own sort of health anxieties in some respects.
I think as well, obviously, from a woman's point of view, again, obviously it's hard. The menopause, again, I'm blaming the menopause, which is nothing to do with men. It's nothing to do with the men. Obviously, it's from Greek, and it actually means month. Obviously, again, regarding our periods, etc. Menopause obviously is quite a big issue, which can again affect the whole family. Brain fog, tiredness, we get a lot of stress. Work again can affect we get obviously fibromyalgia, we get osteoporosis, and we don't realise what the menopause does to certain people. We basically start around 35 years of age, and it can go on for a lot of years. And I think we need to look in the hyperbaric oxygen therapy of what this can do for us, again, and for men regarding mental health.
And you're absolutely right, and it's an extremely important point. And one of the things that we are going to be doing as part of this podcast series is obviously talking about how individual protocols we can work through, things like the PTSD, the fibromyalgias, the brain fog. So we are going to cover those in later subjects. And it is right, many men don't understand what their partners are going through.
No, I agree with that, definitely. I mean, what you've got to think again regarding the H part. So obviously as ladies, our batteries run low, and that's what tends to happen. We lose energy, we lose sleep. we get quite irritable. So by going on the HBOT, what happens is we get oxygen reduced, coming through to mitochondrial levels, which obviously our batteries need recharging. And then we do relax, we do sleep better, we sleep more, and that's what you tend to find with menopause. Sleep is such a big thing. And again, we do get irritable with that. Sorry, guys. No, we do, and obviously you've noticed that yourself with partners or etc. And
it is, and as partners, as husbands, and as families, it's important. That we all talk about it as openly and honestly, and support each other. Relationships. I always have this thing: relationships are never 50-50. They're always sometimes 60-40, 70-30, 80-20. Somebody's going to be slightly down, and it's up to the other one to help support and to sort of level that playing field.
I think whether, obviously we need self-care as women. We need to eat healthy. We need to get some good sleep, exercise, relaxation, and try and recover ourselves. We have a lot going on. If you've got children, you've probably got, we're working, we've got the mum still here, which is nice, parents, we've got grandchildren, let alone menopause, trying to struggle everything along. I think in your 50s and 60s, it's quite an important, you've got to have self-awareness and self-care. And that's where HBOT comes into this.
And again, it is that importance of self-care. I think one thing that we all forget as individuals, that you can't pour from an empty cup. Whether you're a husband supporting your wife, a wife supporting your family, you're juggling work and everyday life. And sometimes the other key thing that we forget is that, because of the modern day world that we now live in, people are working shift patterns, they're working irregular hours, shift patterns can be all over the place. And again, that puts a tremendous amount of stress on the body, again, deprived from sleep. So again, all of these things are, are important.
Yeah, we definitely need to, obviously, again, going back to the ladies for the HBOT, it does increase oxygen levels, it makes us feel refreshed, recharged, more energised after sessions. It's well worth coming and trying this for menopause, and again for men. Men, what do you find men tend to do to relax? What sort of things do you find yourselves that you do that can alter your probably train of thought, change the thought process, instead of being stressed out?
Me personally, one of the things I tend to find is that one of the things that helps me is going to the gym, going for a run, and those sort of things. They release sort of good endorphins in the body. But again, it comes back. But
again, it's time, isn't it? People with young families or your families, again, using the HBOT. If you've not got the time to go for a run, go for the gym.
Yeah, exactly. And one of the things then, sort of people then ask me, what is actually the hyperbaric HBOT therapy all about? And again, the whole point of this is it actually involves relaxing in a sort of pressurised chamber whilst breathing in concentrated oxygen. I think it's fair to say 99% of the clients that we have in here at OxyClinic, they tend to come in a little bit not knowing what to expect on the first visit, and 99% of them fall asleep, just naturally
again, because they're relaxed, aren't they? They're
because
relaxed.
They are in such a relaxed state of mind. And it is almost that time where we allow ourselves, our bodies, that opportunity to switch off for an hour. No mobile phones, no
recharge.
Work. People, we're constant slaves to a mobile phone in some respects. It's great to be able to just switch off and let the body
naturally heal.
And that's what it's all about. And then obviously alongside the hyperbaric oxygen, we've also got things like red light therapy. And again, because it's got the blue light, the red light, the infrared light, again, it helps stimulate sleep patterns and boosts and improves people's sleep patterns. Which is one of those things.
And you find many people tend to, obviously with the red light again, that people tend to find the calming experience a part of their overall wellness routine. And again, it's nice to lay on, that you get a little bit of heat out of there. You feel like you're on holiday, ladies, which again, as a holiday lady myself, would you like to do that? So again, there's nothing wrong with that. You do feel, really relaxed going on here, and it's so good for menopause. You know, we need to get this across to people. And I think the older we get as well, we need to understand how it makes us feel. Stop putting yourself out there to other people. Think for time for yourself.
It is.
Yeah.
And as we spoke about, you know, modern life is really demanding,
Extremely.
really challenging, and we're expected to be available all the time. As I say, people with mobile phones, you're constantly on the phone, answering emails, and again, many men carry that sort of stress without talking about it, as do ladies, and again, they sort of quietly sit there going through sort of hormonal changes, not knowing how and or what. This is not an overnight thing where you're flicking the line. This is a gradual decline.
Over years and years.
You don't notice it over that sort of gradual thing.
I think that's why recovery matters. You know, professional athletes as well, that performance isn't just about training hard, it's about recovering well. I think everyday life is, exactly the same. Sometimes it can be like a Groundhog Day. You need to get away from that and support each other.
Most definitely, and as I say, again, it is Men's Mental Health Month, June is Mental Day, and it's a reminder that it is okay to talk, and you don't have to deal with everything on your own.
And again, for women going through menopause, ask for support. We're here. There's people out there that will help you. You don't have to struggle in silence. Sometimes the most important thing to do is have a conversation with anybody. Talk to the wall. Have a chat with somebody about how you feel, because it does make you feel so much better for doing this.
And at OxyClinic, we genuinely believe health is about the big picture. And there isn't one magic solution. We all wish that there was a magic solution, but there isn't.
Again, for small positive habits, basically work together, for good nutrition, your sleep pattern, for movement, managing stress, and take time to recover for yourself. That's what we need to do for the mental well-being of ourselves. It's a mad world these days.
It certainly is.
It's a crazy world.
If there's one message that we would genuinely like to leave you with today, is that well-being is a journey. Whether you need stress, supporting a loved one, dealing with menopause, simply trying to find a better balance in life.
Of course.
Remember that asking for help is a strength, not a weakness.
And if you're the partner of someone going through menopause, take the time to listen. Listen. We tend to find that we switch ourselves off. We don't listen to people. We need to do that. We need to be patient and support our other halves, family members, etc. So at OxyClinic, we are very passionate.
As you said, we're passionate about having people prioritise their health through complementary wellness therapies like the hyperbaric and like the red light, and also some of the other things that we're looking at moving forward over the coming weeks and months, so that people can sort of recover and recharge their batteries.
Of course, But thank you so much for spending some time with us today. Hopefully you'll get some clarity from this. Ladies out there, don't forget, listen, take a break for yourself, have a cup of tea, have a glass of wine. Just think about yourself, definitely.
Take care of yourselves and take care of each other. And we'll see you at the next OxyClinic podcast.
Thank you. Nice to be here, Gary.
Yeah, it's nice to have you here. Go.
Thank you.
Take care.
Go on then. Because it's the men's one. Just leave me. My nails won't grasp it. Gary! Gary! Right. How long does it take us to start?
Where are we having it?
3 hours.
That should be good. Right.
Just leave me. Right. Oh, we're sorted. Cheers.
Looking to feel better, move better and recover faster? At OxyClinic, we help you take control of your health and well-being. Whether you're dealing with aches and pains, low energy, stress or simply want to perform at your best. Using advanced therapies like hyperbaric oxygen, HBOT, and multi-light therapy, we support your body's natural recovery, helping you feel recharged, refreshed, and ready to go. Visit OxyClinic at the Glass Yard, Chesterfield. Call 01246 961 017 or head to oxyclinic.co.uk.